The man who stole a pair of famous ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz out of the Judy Garland Museum will not serve jail time. 76-year-old Jon Martin stole the authentic pair of ruby slippers 18 years ago and pled guilty after being indicted last year. His attorney spoke to Inside Edition Digital.
My client had the ruby slippers for less than 2 days, and then he got rid of them. And there's about a 13-year gap where not only did he not want to know, he actually didn't know.
There was an international search at the time, but Martin lives just 12 miles from the museum where the slippers were on display. They were recovered in 2018 by the FBI, and Martin did not say how he got rid of them or to whom he gave them, leaving the slippers' whereabouts during the ensuing years as a mystery.
I think that's probably the most remorse that he feels. Yeah, as we made clear in our memo, he wasn't a Wizard of Oz watcher or fan. It was nothing to him. After the hearing, the only thing he told me about the hearing was how bad he felt for what those people said. But I do think both Terry and myself understand what he did to Grand Rapids is going to be probably the final stain on his conscience.
The terminally ill ex-con is in hospice care.
What the judge sort of said is if he had been found in 2005, he would have received the maximum sentence for a piece of artwork, which is 10 years. But given the time and his condition, it just didn't make sense to have him do jail time. I'm glad that they found the person that actually broke into the museum and stole the slippers. I think that part of it, there's some closure there for us on the whodunit.
Martin will be on parole for 1 year and will have to pay $23,500 in restitution to the museum at $300 a month until he dies. While the case is now closed, the museum tells Inside Edition Digital that they are still recovering from the 2005 theft.
So we had really great collections at that time and great connections to people that had Judy Garland collections. And so things were really going well, and then the slipper heist happened and things just sort of, you can see, we looked back on our financials and it's just, things stopped. Not that people stopped coming here, but just we didn't have the slippers to sort of help generate that extra traffic. So financially, things got pretty tough. And then the other part of it is the credibility of our museum for other loans. And that's the part that people don't think about. Our reputation, our credibility in the industry was pretty much gone because of the ruby slipper stealing.
Hines says the FBI will return the slippers to their owner, who lent them to the museum in 2005.
I think this story is just part of our museum's history now, and we have to commemorate that and own up to our mistakes, but embrace, to be honest, publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad, and unfortunately will always be known infamously of the museum of where the ruby slippers were stolen. And we have to find that fine line of sharing that story, but also remembering that we are the Judy Garland Museum and we're here to share her life and legacy, which is very fascinating in and of itself.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Sal Bono.